Welcome and bienvenidos. This is Fast Break, episode 3. We are glad to have you. We're live at the Oakville Sports Pub tonight again, and got an exciting show for you tonight. And before we get started, I wanted to ask you, hey, did you know the CDC recommends that watching Fast Break could increase your basketball IQ by a total of 3 points? So we're glad to have you tonight, and we got a lot of fun stuff for you. Before we get to that, I do want to introduce my broadcast partner up here tonight, great play-by-play man, Scott the Freak Latta, with us again. Scott?
Thank you, Coach. Episode number 3, January 30th. If you're keeping track, go back and watch the other episodes. Very excited about our show tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna change things up just a little bit before we get to that, though. Of course, the mastermind, the wizard of Livestream STL, Mr. Ray Halbrook. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And how are we?
Hey, muy bien, muy bien.
Muy bien.
Si, senor.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You know, and if you didn't know already why we're speaking a little bit of Spanish on set tonight, we are really excited here in a few minutes to talk to our very own Jefferson County professional basketball player live from Mexico, Scott. Cannot wait to talk to Eli Sample. So before we get to Eli, just a minute, I want to talk about what's in this show. And we're going to flip the order a little bit. We're so excited to have Eli on tonight. We want to get him and talk to him first, so we're putting Eli Sample in the hot seat. It's funny, he says he's in kind of a not hot but mountainous part of Mexico, so it's not exact. It's kind of chilly there.
Actually, I believe he said he didn't know where he was presently.
Yeah, and so we're excited to talk to Eli, and Eli is a Crystal City boy, high school star who then played in college at Division I level.
Went to the next level.
Went to the next level, yes. Good segue there. We'll talk about that later. And now is playing professionally and just never gave up on his dream, and really excited to talk to him. And then we're going to do the break, boys and girls basketball. We're going to go, kind of blend that together tonight into our second segment. We got a couple of great players of the week to bring you. And then, of course, our quick hitters, trivia, Coachonomics.
And a whole lot more.
Oh, the Hoops Whisperer will return this evening as well. So we got a great show for you, fast break. Again, we're here live at Oakville Sports Pub. We've got the beautiful new banner behind us. And thank you, Ray, for Cheap Seats Photo.
Yes.
Cheap Seats Photo.
Give credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
right there,
well,
right?
they did a fantastic job on this banner. It's absolutely beautiful, and thank you for that. And, again, thank you to our host, Oakville Sports Pub, as well. But we're ready to rock and roll, Ray. And
without further ado,
we want to bring in our own professional basketball player from Jefferson County, Mr. Eli Sample. Ray, is Eli there? There he is. Eli, welcome to the third episode of Fast Break, playing down at Club Leones Tehuacan basketball. I tried my best on that. Yep. He's talking to the waitress. You're good, man. You're good. We're gonna make it work no matter what you got going on down there. Welcome, Eli.
All right. Good. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Well, and again, so first thing I think everybody would want to know up here is, you've been down there for about 2 good months now. Just in general, how's everything going? Life as a pro basketball player down in Mexico.
It's been going great, man. It's been going great. It's been a super experience for me, man. It's been a journey for me, man. I've been all over. I've seen a lot, man. It's this completely different experience for me. Just being up here in the mountains and being in a different weather and being around all these this different culture. So it's been a great experience, and the basketball is different, and it's been great, man. I'm loving it.
So my next question for you then is kind of where are you at with your season, or what are you into competitively right now? And then also kind of competitively, how is that, you probably had, really no idea what you were walking into in the beginning. How is that kind of matching up to what you were thinking going down there?
Yeah, I really didn't know what I was getting myself into for the most part. Mexico, you got to always be on your toes here. You never know really what you're going to get, man. You always got to be ready for something. Just like this weekend here, I'm playing in a money tournament in a different city, and it was just kind of a last minute thing, but that's just kind of how it is here. But as far as the league goes, man, it's I'd say we're about 3/4 of the way through. We got all-star games coming up I think this next weekend coming up, our team right now is undefeated, so we're actually leading the league. Me and my teammate played pro for this is his third year, and we play for Club Leones in Table Con, and they've brought us in and treated us really well, man. They've treated us really well. We live in the gym. You know, they take really good care of us, and I don't have anything to complain about. And basketball's been good, man. It's been the basketball style down here is definitely different from America. You know, they're physical, they're scrappy down here. So it was definitely different for me, but I'm kind of getting adjusted to it now. And I've been here just a little bit over 2 months now, so I've kind of got adjusted. The first month I was here, man, I was like, man, I don't know if this is what I want to do or not. This is, you know, we didn't have hot waters the first week I was here. A lot of different things, man. It was no AC. It was super hot. So at first I was like, man, this is gonna be tough. But I stuck with it, and you know, now down the road I'm in a really good situation now. So
That's awesome. Scott.
Eli, thank you for taking some time with us tonight. So, you know, kind of delve into your profile as a player. What kind of numbers are you putting up, and what's your role with the team?
but right now with this team, I'm mainly the scorer. So if I get it, I'm looking to attack, and that was kind of my mindset. You know, going into this whole thing is I wanted to show that I was in shape and ready to go. And right now I'm averaging 46 points a game. So I'm the leading scorer in the league. I also set a league record for one game. I had a 78-point game in one game down here, and it was one of them days where you just were feeling great. Um, so right now, you know, the main guys are going to be your imports, and then the teams will have a couple other guys that are some pretty solid players. But for the most part in this league, it's mainly the imports, the guys that are getting paid, and you know the top 2 or 3 guys on each team. Those are the guys that are going to be your best players.
Yeah, those are
So,
like Pete Maravich
right
type of of averages there. That's amazing.
78 points.
Yeah, so I'm really kind of ahead of the field as far as scoring the ball. I think that I'm going to probably get the scoring title for this season, which is big for me as far as my future career.
Right.
I've been going through the legal parts of signing with an agent. It's kind of something I haven't told anybody, but I'll let you guys know on some information. I'm in the final processes of going through all the legal stuff of dealing with FIBA and signing with an agent and getting my FIBA Pro card and my visa. So
Wow.
I got a lot of good things in the works as far as the rest of my career. This won't be my last stop.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Eli. I'm so glad to hear. And we're going to ask you kind of what your next move might be, and we'll talk about that again, wrap it up at the end. But before we get to that, so glad to hear you're doing well down there. I want to take you back real quick because a lot of people are tuning in and have interest in you, of course, from way back. And, you know, take it back to the Crystal City days. Tell me about your career. You had a very, very storied career at Crystal City. You know, you're one of the all-time leading scorers there. You're mentioned when you're mentioned, you know, as one of the top, you know, players ever at Crystal City. We know the tradition there. It's such an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Just talk about your years as a player, you know, coming up in those hallways and that gym.
Man, to be truthful, there's not many basketball games or basketball teams that I've been on that meant to me like my high school team did. So to the young players that listen to me out here, don't take advantage of your time with your high school boys and your high school team because, you know, it might not get better than that. That's, you know, it's so much love and passion, and you're just brothers with your team that you go to high school with, man. So my time at Crystal City was up there with some of my favorite and most memorable times playing basketball, man. I love my time there, and I love competing with my teammates. That was probably my thing about the whole situation, you know, playing for my coach, Coach Sean Breeze, and then playing with my brothers that I grew up with. It didn't get any better than that. So I had a great time, and I think that we had a pretty good run and career in high school.
And you brought up Coach Breeze and what a great coach he is. And I had the misfortune of, trying to fill his footsteps at Crystal City, so that was no easy chore there. But you guys had a great run during your time. After high school, of course, you're a great basketball player, and you're desired by a lot of different programs. In the end, though, a lot of people, who haven't had success, they think the line to success just goes straight up. But
Right.
we know that it's a broken road, and your college career was kind of reflective of that a little bit. And what's
Definitely.
amazing to me is you had a few stops in college, but at the end of it, you ended up kind of at the pinnacle, playing at Division I in the end. Just talk about your
Yeah.
college journey. As much or little details you want to, but just more than anything, just kind of how you stayed persistent through all those changes throughout that time of your life.
Okay. It's an adjustment for any kid coming from Jefferson County to try to go play college basketball. It's a big adjustment. So for me, going down to Three Rivers Community College, I played 2 years there, and it was an eye opener for me at first, man, because some games we were playing got teams like Indian Hills with 10 or 11 Division I guys and some high major guys. And this was 18, 19-year-old Eli Sample. So I'm 165 pounds. It was a complete adjustment for me. So Three Rivers, I would say I had a solid career. I had over 500 points scoring there. I won 3 all-tournament teams. But I still felt like I could have done a little bit more, From there, I actually went to SBU, a Division II school, Southwest Baptist University. I played 1 semester there. That was also an adjustment for me. I played for Coach Clark Sheehy there. He was a good coach. Treated me well. We played in the MIAA conference, so it was a good conference, man. We played some good competition there. I think I only played in 8 games. I had a couple double-digit scoring games right before I decided that I was going to transfer and try to go play Division I, which I knew I had an opportunity to go do. So I only ended up playing 1 semester at SBU, and then I went and had 3 semesters at Southeast Missouri State to finish up my college career as a senior there. That was a big step for me as far as me getting better and just having just eye-opening to what kind of talent level is out there. I played the biggest thing for me, I think, was just teammates. I had 3 guys that ended up playing. One played in the NBA, Antonius Cleveland. He's actually playing in Australia right now for the Illawarra Hawks. Really good player, man. Really good player. And then I have 2 other teammates. Denzel Mahoney, he's playing with the Spurs G League, and Taj Edie, who is playing with Orlando Magic G League. I keep in contact with all those guys, and then a couple other teammates that have played pro as well. So it was a good experience, just me being able to play with those guys and get better and grow at the Division I level. I played in 16 games. My role really wasn't to score the ball or be a big offensive guy on that team. I think if I'd have had 1 more year there, I really could have made a better impact. But, it is what it is, and I got better, and I was very thankful for my time there. I love SEMO in general, just the schooling and the university and everything. It was a great school and experience for me. But I definitely didn't want that to be the end of my career. That's why I kept pursuing.
Awesome. All right, Scott.
All right, Eli, let's talk a little bit about your coaching and teaching background. Aside from being, the player on the court, how about your experience with Northwest and maybe some opportunities you had there to talk to kids? And then how did that translate into your mind as far as your player, outline in your head, as far as maybe defining some things for you?
Yeah, it definitely, I think it gave me an advantage now, because I was able to see the game from so many different angles and actually sit back and and see how the players move and just different things that you wouldn't necessarily see when you're on the court. You see it differently as a coach from the sideline. You expect different things out of different players, so it gave me a different perspective, and I learned a lot of different things in my time there. So I was actually an assistant varsity coach at Gateway Science Academy my first year, and then I coached 3 years at Northwest High School. And my whole time coaching, man, I had great groups of boys the whole time. And I think just the impact those boys had on me, man, it just was a bigger impact than I ever expected. Being a coach, man, you really create a bond with your kids, and you want to see them do well. And it was hard for me to even leave there and tell them that I was going overseas to play, but they all understood that that was a dream for me to make this jump. So they all treated me with respect, and Northwest actually let me continue to work as being an ISS teacher until about a week before I left here. So they treated me with nothing respect and treated me great my whole time there. And the boys were awesome that I got to coach. And actually, my last year there, we went 10-9 on the JV level. So we had a winning season, which was really big for us at Northwest. And I was very proud of my boys, and it was exciting for me too, man. I was very excited.
Awesome. Sounds like maybe, that movie where the high school teacher becomes, like the relief pitcher, throwing like 100 miles an hour. Maybe we'll have the Eli Sample story.
The rookie, yeah. Absolutely.
Coach?
Basketball style, yeah. Hey, Eli, bringing that up, and you can see, and I think Coach Moss is doing a nice job over there, and you can see now the team this year, that work you did with those younger guys, they're starting to filter up into the varsity. We got a good look at them last Friday night. And you can rest assured they're still working hard and doing well out there. But but it's just a different environment down there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a much different environment, man. It's a much different. There's so many things that are different here. The main thing that comes to be a problem is obviously I don't speak Spanish, so everybody's trying to come talk to you in Spanish, and you have no idea what they're saying. I've actually been able to pick up on it a little bit over this last 2 months, just to mainly because I have to, just to try to adjust and try to be able to communicate with people better. And the second thing is, the food. The food is completely different here, man. They only eat tacos, and it's just the same. They really same basic things here, and I think it's mainly because they're not eating for taste here in Mexico. They're eating just to get full, so they can go do what they got to do.
Right.
It's completely different, and not all the time you're gonna have a hot shower. And some of the time you won't even have a toilet seat on your toilet. So it's a complete adjustment and eye opener. But as far as the land and the people are really nice, man. I think they get a bad name as far as with the cartel. Everybody gets really nervous about coming to Mexico, but I think if you be smart and treat people with respect, I think for the most part they'll treat you that same way. I've met all nice people here, so it's been good.
Awesome. Hey, and going back, you've worked with kids now, and you've been that kid, and when we first came to Crystal City, we were at an elite camp down at SEMO, and you were, I think, at the tail end or finished your career up, and you were good since then to my son, kind of talking to him about his game, and I know you've done that with the kids at Northwest and everything, and I guess now, for whoever may be watching tonight, maybe some of the players now, talk to them about what it just required of you physically, but even more than that, mentally. And it doesn't have to be basketball, what it requires of you to stick to something and see it through and live your dreams out.
Man, it's an everyday thing, man. It's an everyday process. I think I can truthfully say that I've been a gym rat since I've been about 14 or 15 years old. I think anybody that knows me knows that's true. I was a guy that would go to the YMCA after practice, before practice. I I would even go in the morning sometimes when I was a high school kid. Um, you know, it was kind of my sanctuary as a kid, man. There was other things that were going on in my life, even, you know, that place was just where I felt comfortable and it made me happy. So I found a passion in working on my game. And later on, once I got to college, I really found a passion in trying to work on my body and my mind to try to help advance my game. You know, you can't just be just a basketball player if you want to play at the high level. You know, you got to put work as far as in the weight room. You got to sacrifice going out partying with your friends and even spending time with your friends. You know, you gotta go home and get some sleep so you can get up early again and, you know, bust down and try to keep working on your game. Um, you can't just pull through the fast food because it's easy. You know, you might have to sacrifice and go try to cook and, you know, have a healthier option for yourself so your body's working at a higher caliber. You know, I'm a firm believer that the little things, you know, will take you the farthest. If you can execute the little things, you know, a big thing that I took away from in college is my strength coach at Southeast Missouri State. He wouldn't let us slide on even the littlest things, man. You had to start with both feet behind the line. You had to finish all the way through the line. Every rep had to be a great rep, you know. And even before then, I was kind of like that. But after I met Coach Johnson at SEMO, I seen the type of person that he was, and it inspired me to want to be like that, to kind of be a perfectionist as far as my lifestyle and, you know, where I wanted to go. And I knew that for me personally, I had to be all in to make it happen. You know, I'm not one of these guys that's 6'8", 6'9", and can touch the top of the backboard, man. I had to sacrifice and, you know, go all the way in as far as the whole lifestyle, weightlifting, working on my game, eating right, trying to get enough sleep. Um, you know, it takes everything, man. You know, especially being a kid from Jefferson County, where you know you're kind of counted out anyways. You know, so for me to make this, to finally become a pro and, you know, be able to get paid to play, it's a dream come true for me. But another dream for me would be to inspire kids that, you know, that it can be done. You can do it from coming from Jefferson County. You know, you can be a college basketball player and you can travel the world and play basketball, man. And if I inspire one kid, man, that's a dream come true for me. So that's why I'm doing it.
That's awesome, man. And I know, you know what, I started making a list of kids from Jefferson County who have gone on to play basketball just since I've been in the area. And you talk about guys like, you know, Gavin Pinkley and Sonny Amabile and Mark Moore and I could go on, but you definitely inspired some of those guys and others. There's no question about it. And I know you inspired your kids over there at Northwest, but Eli, we talked about your next move. You already kind of gave us a little scoop there on that, and we're really excited to see what happens as you try to move into the FIBA world. But Eli, we're all so impressed and proud of what you're doing from here in Jefferson County, and thank you so much for spending that time with us tonight. Guys, you got anything else for Eli before we let him go?
I just wanted to say Lee has written a book called Next Level, and one of the things he talks about at the beginning is not, you know, it's not talent, it's not, you know, all that other stuff, but character. And a lot of what you talked about resonates with the character, you know, quotient that he's talking about. And I wish you well, and I'm rooting for you, and really like to find out, you know, how your journey, you know, keeps going here.
I really appreciate that, man. And I'm very thankful for you guys letting me get on here and talk a little bit about my story, man. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much for having me.
All right. That is Eli Sample. Great job, man. We're proud of you. You know, wearing that poncho looks like you need to stay warm up in them mountains, so stay warm and keep balling, man. And we're going to talk to you real soon, okay? Thanks, Eli.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. That's Eli Sample, Club Leones Tehuacan in Mexico, professional basketball player right here in Jefferson County. And with that, we're going to go take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the break boys and girls basketball. After this, you're watching Fast Break on Livestream STL.
Brought to you by Missouri Mavericks Basketball, a youth travel organization that provides a platform to develop, connect, and succeed. Tryouts for the 2022 teams are coming soon. Visit www.momavs.org to register online. Missouri Mavericks Basketball, the gold standard in travel hoops.
You know, I do this for the love of the kids. I do it for the love of the coaches and the ADs because there's not enough high school coverage in the St. Louis area. There's just not. Once again, I get to keep my relationships with, you know, guys like you and a lot of the other great coaches and administrators and former athletes. And that's one of the cool things that we're going to do here, too, is, you know, I've been fortunate covering some great coaches and great kids, but, you know, the Caravan is, you know, I wasn't letting it die. And sure enough, we're here now, and you know, the reboot is in full effect.
This Livestream STL has been a huge asset for Jefferson County sports, in my opinion. I mean, getting these athletes the camaraderie that they're out there and people can see them. I mean, to be honest with you, I got a call from a coach yesterday about one of my athletes that said that they saw some of her games on Livestream STL.
Awesome.
So, I mean, that right there instilled to me that this is important. You know, this is important for those kids. And so, you know, I think it's great, and I wish you guys the best. You know, and if you're out there and you want to sponsor, this is a great opportunity for you know, kids to support kids of our local kids and get them support and get them acknowledgement out there, because we have a lot of great athletes in this county.
Well, we appreciate that. And at the end of the day, our mission is much the same as your missions, coaches, to help shine a light on these kids and get them exposure and get their name out there and help them. And if they can advance, they're better off, we're better off as a community, and that's why we're here.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Coachonomics 101. I'm your professor, Lee Richardson. Each week on our new show, Fast Break on Livestream STL, we will dive into the most important coaching questions and topics of our time. English. Who do I start? Or is it whom do I start? Mathematics. Why is our team shooting just 30% from the field for the year? Philosophy. What is our purpose on defense? To play zone or man-to-man? The arts. How do you, at the end of a 30-second timeout, get your coaching board to look like this? So I do hope you will join us as we talk basketball education on Fast Break and cover all aspects of high school basketball in our area. Tuition is free and the learning is remote. Thank you, and I'll see you in class. We are back. We are back for the second segment of tonight's Fast Break show, The Break Boys and Girls Basketball. But first, what an interview with Eli Sample, guys. I mean, if that doesn't inspire you or move you, you know, and you don't have to be a basketball player on a journey towards improvement. I mean, just how great was that?
What a genuine individual. I mean, how can you not root for somebody like that?
Yep, and sounds like he's definitely on his way up. And man, Eli, we're all so proud of you and pulling for you here in Jefferson County. And like we said there at the end, rest assured, a lot of kids are inspired by you. So thank you so much to Eli.
We'll be putting together like a fan mail bag to send to him, questions from all the local kids here that are interested. I mean, I think of so many kids. I think of like kids like one of our players of the week, who's we just call him a gym rat, and that's what it takes. It takes you got to be committed to that gym, because if you don't like being in the gym, it's kind of hard to become something that you're not already, and developing yourself into a great player.
Yeah, quick aside, I go to the YMCA that Eli works out in all the time. I'm there maybe 3 times a week, 30 minutes a time, hour and a half a week. I mean, he's in there literally every time I would go in there until end of November, and I think he lived there. But yeah, that's what it takes if you want to live out that dream. But again, doesn't have to be basketball; it could be anything.
Even
you're
listen
into.
to the other stuff that he talked about. Yeah. No hot water, no AC.
Yep.
The things that we take for granted.
Sure.
I mean, you've got to have dedication and a heart to keep going forward.
Yep, just like a minor league baseball player on that cold bus ride, 800 miles in the next game. I mean, but he is living his dream, and sounds like he's on his way up. So, again, everybody here pulling for you, Eli, and thank you so much for being with us. But we're going to move on tonight into the break, boys and girls basketball, and here's what we have on tap for you tonight. We've combined both girls and boys news into one segment. We'll kind of, hop around a little bit, but we're going to go over first ever Livestream STL Boys Top 10. We'll talk about that here in a second. We will recap the Bruce Thomas tournament, which we covered on Friday night, the third and first place games over at Herculaneum. We'll look at JCA standings, get an update on those, and then finally our 2 players of the week, both in this segment, girls and boys. And got a lot of great candidates out there, and we can only pick one, but we think we have 2 really, really special players to bring you this evening. So first of all, without further ado, the Livestream STL Boys Top 10, the first ever. And again, here's
definitive list is what you're saying here.
No, I'm not saying definitive list. Thank you for asking. That is a great question. This is simply based on our coverage. This is the top 10 boys teams we've seen broadcasted this year. I know Vashon,
So
CBC.
question, before we put up this list, if there's coaches and programs in the area that disagree with this list and think that we should see their program, maybe they should get in contact with their AD or local booster groups to maybe get us some coverage.
Or Mr. Livestream
Or you can
himself.
call me directly.
Yep.
Shameless plug.
There
you go.
So, again, we haven't had a chance to see a Vashon, a CBC. Teams from St. Louis we know are great up there, a DeSmet. But we would love to and cover them. But of the ones we've seen, and it's just for fun, and it's only January 30th, so there's still time to get on the list if you're not on it or move up on it as we do a later ranking. But anyway, it's time to get to the first ever boys Livestream STL Top 10. Ray, let's go.
There you go.
All right, Scott.
Honorable mention.
Our honorable mention, the Herculaneum Black Cats at 10-7 in the JCAA Small.
Yeah, they're having a nice season there, Coach Jarvis. Usually this point of the year they play a really tough early schedule. They don't have quite as many wins, but they have a few more this year, and emergence of some really key players has helped them out, and they still have an outside chance to win the JCAA Small on the conference side, even though they have a loss already. All right. Number 10, St. Pius, the 10th. All right, they have a 12-8 record. One of their highlight wins this year was over Waynesville, a big school from the middle of the state. St. Pius has been up and down a little bit, as we've seen.
Yeah, we got to see that in the Bruce Thomas tournament. A little bit of inconsistency, having some great quarters and having some quarters where it looked like they didn't show up.
Yep, right.
And number 9, we've got Afton checking in at 11-6. Notable wins over Pius and McClure North.
Afton's having a pretty nice year up there, and we got to see them barely beat St. Pius early in the season. All right, number 8, Windsor Owls are number 8. They are 12-8, and this is a team who, depending on what our coverage is the rest of the year, we could see shoot up these rankings. Windsor, we got to see Friday night, very impressive. Loss just by 5 points to Gateway Legacy at the Bruce Thomas tournament. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
It's interesting that you said that, a very impressive loss, and it was impressive.
Yeah, and they could have easily won that game. They had a big win against Parkway South over at the Hoosier Gym in Indiana. That's a cool highlight for them this year. And 2 wins earlier this season against Hillsboro.
All right. So number 8 was Windsor. Number 7 would be Hillsboro. 14-5. They got a big game coming up next Friday against Festus. They had a win against Steelville, St. Pius, and Windsor, the Owls.
Yeah, they beat Windsor the last time they played. They played 3 games. Yes, Windsor got them the first 2 times. Hillsboro's been improving as the year's gone on. We talked about Kyle Phipps, the player of the week, the first week for us, and also Noah Holland having a really good year for Hillsboro. Is it my turn?
Number 6.
Number 6, Carnahan Cougars. We got to see them earlier this year. Now, their big win this year is over South Iron, who's ranked number 1 in Class 1. And they hung with DeBerg. They did not beat them that night, but Carnahan is a dangerous team who resides in the same district as St. Pius and Jefferson and Bishop DeBerg. Maybe a rematch down the stretch.
Okay. Number 5, Seckman.
Nope.
No?
She's screen.
I'm sorry, we had a production thing going on here. Okay. So Gateway Legacy, we got to see them in the Bruce Thomas tournament. They won the tournament. They check in at 14-11. They beat a very scrappy, shorter Windsor team that had immense energy and tenacious drive.
They did. Gateway Legacy, a lot of size, a lot of talent over there. They have a lot of foreign exchange students. So, Windsor did really well to hang in there and almost pull that win out. But Gateway Legacy, a nice team that we've seen this year.
All right, now number 4.
There you go. You got ahead of yourself a little bit. Seckman, we've been very impressed with Seckman, 12-5 on the season. Big wins over Saxony Lutheran, which was over at the Rolla Duke Herbert tournament, correct?
Yes.
Melville, Hillsboro. And they won that Rolla Duke Herbert tournament, of course, with a big win over Herculaneum. Seckman, under Coach Travis Williams, having a nice season so far.
Very entertaining squad to watch, by the way.
Absolutely. Exciting style.
Number 3, the Festus Tigers. Wow. 14-4, 6-0 in the JCAA. They got a win against Farmington, Windsor, Park Hill Central, Seckman, C5D1.
Class 5 District 1. They're in a really tough district with Cape Central. I think Sykeston's in there, some other tough teams. It's going to be a big challenge for them. Festus, they had that bad loss against Miller Career Academy a couple weeks ago, rebounded from that with a really big win over Farmington last week. And as you said earlier, the big matchup with Hillsboro, if they win that game against Hillsboro on Friday night, they win the JCAA launch this year.
Good place to be in. Number 2, we've got Bishop DeBerg.
Bishop DeBerg, 6-8 on the year. Don't be fooled by the record. They play a really tough schedule. They have wins over Carnahan, Farmington, Alton, Illinois, and as we said, they're in that district with St. Pius and Jefferson and Carnahan, and I would say they're probably the favorite for the 1 seed and to come out of that district.
And if you go back and watch episode number 2, there is a great interview with their coach.
Yeah, Coach Darian Head doing a great job over there. He's got some really nice players, and they will be a factor in the postseason for sure.
Great program up
Scott,
and coming.
You got it.
So, numero uno for our Española-speaking people is Miller Career Academy, 13-6. Very impressive all-around squad. Wins against Festus, Gateway Legacy, Carnahan, and St. Mary's of notable. Just all-around very solid team, Coach.
Yeah, they got point guard and Nelson. They got shooters. They got attackers and Slaughter. They got the big guy whose name escapes me at the moment. I'm sorry, but they got a nice squad over there. And Coach Brandon Wright at Miller Career Academy. So far we think the number 1 team we've seen on the boys' side on Livestream STL this year.
Based on our visuals, yes.
That's right. And that is the first ever Livestream STL boys top 10. And there are all of the teams right there for fun and discussion.
And again, we base this on our coverage. So obviously there are teams we have not seen that probably are better than some of these teams here. But it is based on our coverage. And so it's our list. You can cry if you want to. Talk to us a little bit about it a little bit more down the road. We've gotten so many different. It's been good. It's been kind of this, that, and the other. But it's our list. It's not just the entire state. It's our list of people that we've covered because we'd really like to give the credit where credit's due as far as the teams that we're covering. So hope you guys understand that, and we'll just kind of move accordingly, and we'll see if things change. Come by the end of the season here before we start, or maybe even after playoffs are over here. So
Yep.
there you go.
For entertainment purposes only.
And we like to highlight all the programs. Yeah, we have our favorites, but getting to watch these different schools and different athletes that we maybe wouldn't get to see on a normal basis, that's what we're all about here at Livestream. Just saying.
Definitely.
go.
So we got the top 10, and so with that, we were fortunate enough to be in the gym over at Robinson Gym on the campus of Herculaneum High School Friday night, their boys tournament, the Bruce Thomas tournament, and we actually got to talk to the legend himself, Bruce Thomas. What a great interview!
Great interview. I had a blast
having
with
him at halftime.
Is that up on the TDKS Sports app?
It is on the TKDS Sports app, correct. Okay. We've had actually people ask about that. Where can you find it? The TKDS Sports app. Then you go over to our website and subscribe, and there you have it. There you are.
Well, we covered the third and first place games over there, and it was really special to see Mr. Bruce Thomas himself, who back in the 1960s scored over 2,000 points, over 1,000 rebounds, as Ray put on social media, before pre-3-point era, obviously, and just great to see him handing out the trophies to the teams there at the end. But we enjoyed our time over there, and I think we have some highlights to show from the third place game. This will be the third place game right here, which was St. Pius and Northwest.
The Lancers and the Lions.
So, if you're watching the screen here, the Northwest is in white with the ball right there, and St. Pius is in blue.
And this first quarter was absolutely avalanche in favor of the Lancers. What was it, 17-2 after the first quarter?
Yeah, so it's 2-2 right here. So they're about to embark on a 15-0 run. And, running the famous flex offense there. And Brendan Bishop, the senior, knocks down the three-pointer. And that is, again, they would struggle in the first quarter, Northwest would. And here they come out on the run. That's big senior Nate Rubel with the strong attacking finish. And, it was all St. Pius early, Scott.
After that first quarter, we're like, wow, this is going to be bloody. But it turned out that the final score ended up being St. Pius holding on for a 3-point victory, 35-32. And actually, Northwest had the ball at the end with a chance to tie.
Yeah, and I think we'll have that clip here. And here's Bishop getting free again. And so he gets a layup there. And at the other end, Northwest is still early in the game, first half.
Lee right there with the layup. Colton Lee, number 20.
Yeah. And so now we're in second half, and so the comeback has already started. This is late in the game. That's John Whitman, the sophomore, with the steal and score at the other end. And then the turnover. So Northwest, they had a lot of energy over there on the bench, and great comeback. You know Northwest kids are going to play hard no matter what.
Yeah, that's a tribute to Coach Moss.
Yeah, this is the end of the game. This is their last chance at the victory. And, boy, get a couple looks. And, boy, Jeff Lentz, who had a great game, just can't quite get that one to go down. So St. Pius takes third place, winning 2 out of 3 over there last week. And congrats to them, and congrats to Northwest, who had a very competitive effort as well.
And as we talked to Coach Head over at DeBerg, like, hey, you want to win, you go into that tournament, you want to win 2 games. Minimum 2 games.
In the in-season tournaments, now you get in the district tournament, if you have 3 games, you got to win all 3. But, definitely, no matter what, you want to have a winning experience there. And so, anyway, kudos to the Lancers. And so then we also got to watch the championship game, which was between Gateway Legacy, we talked about a little bit, and
the defending champion, Gateway Legacy.
Yes. And the scrappy, as you said, Windsor Owls. And we just saw Max Hartman with an early 3 for Windsor. And Samuel Hincapie, the attacking 6'5" guard for Gateway Legacy with the layup there.
I think everybody on their team was 6'5".
Yeah, they were. It was a very big lineup. Elliot Whitty, and then here's a nice steal, and I think this is Brenton Shirk, a sophomore guard for Windsor.
Number 2, correct.
Takes it in. Shirk had a really nice game, and you can see maybe the scoreboard, Windsor had an early 7-point lead.
And then the unbelievable play of the freshman for Windsor. Missed dunk right there.
Yeah, I think that was Hernan Cortez, fresh from his conquest of Mexico, missing the dunk there.
But so impressed with the freshmen that they've got up and coming for Windsor. Yeah. In the next couple of years, look out.
Yeah, I think we got a couple highlights of that young man. I can't wait to say his full name. There's a nice back door to Hartman. Beautiful that's a way to beat that heavy denial man-to-man pressure. And Windsor, again, you can see the scoreboard there at the bottom. They're up 6.
And they pretty much led for the majority of the game. They just kind of ran out of gas a little bit there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. And in the end, so Legacy hits a 3, didn't shoot it real great from outside throughout the game, but so that's Shirk with the ball, and here he is. Noah Cash Barnes, the little freshman point guard, takes it in the trees and finishes.
No fear by these freshman guards. They were just like, I don't care if you're 6'5", 6'7", 6'8". We're taking it at you.
When your Twitter handle is Cash is your middle name, I mean, you expect stuff like that. What an impressive performance by the youngsters. And here he is again with a big 3 late in the game from the corner. But look at the teamwork from Windsor. They got a lot of impressive guards.
Yep. Coach McCarthy's got a lot to work with, and, be interesting to see what they do once they get to districts.
Yeah, late in the game, and, Gateway Legacy barely escapes Robinson Gym with that trophy.
If you would have watched the first 3 quarters of that game, you were like, there's no way that Gateway pulls that game out, but they found a way.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are an impressive squad. We're also impressed with Windsor, and very young lineup out there. Got to mention the freshman Leighton Hollis, number 24, who scored 12 points, most of them early in that game as well. So a lot of youth movement for Coach McCarthy over there at Windsor as well. So that was the champions, Gateway Legacy, who we ranked 5th in our poll.
Yep.
And Windsor, who we had 8th on our poll. And fun time out at the gym Friday night.
So much more to be heard from those 2 programs.
Definitely. All right. So that's a wrap on the tournament. And we want to go through the JCA standings real quick. And Ray will bring them up, and we'll just kind of look at the records for a second. So here are the small school girls in Jefferson County. Small school girls. Scott, what sticks out to you?
Herculaneum 2-0 in league.
Okay.
Grandview's up top.
Grandview, well, that's they have the most regular season wins so far at 11-5. Coach Winkler, Grandview having a nice bounce back season. They did lose to St. Pius recently, who lost to Herculaneum, but this thing's not quite over yet. All right, let's move on. And here's the large school girls. Now, a week and a half ago, we covered Perryville beating Festus late. That game was back and forth, and that kind of gives Perryville kind of the
catbird seat.
Yeah, they're in the catbird seat in the conference race there over Festus.
So, kind of what you'd expect there a little bit.
Yep. Perryville, nice squad. Coach Angela, what's coach's last name? Fulton. Angela Fulton. What a job she's doing down there at Perryville.
Final answer?
Yep, that's my final answer.
Don't want to phone a friend?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Coach Fulton. Always remember a good coach's name. Just took me a second there. But all right, to the boys' side. Look at St. Pius. They're 3-0 and leading, but oh my, what do we have looming for this Friday? As long as Snowmageddon does not happen, Friday night, February 4th, St. Pius goes down to St. Vincent.
Ooh, that's going to be tough.
Huge game that could decide the champion of the JCAA Small.
I know the Indians are tough at home. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's been said you're down 15-0 walking in the door, but,
We've seen some games down there that may support that.
St. Pius has the squad. They could go down there and get it. Now, I got to mention, Coach Jarvis at Herculaneum says this race is not over yet. They have games with St. Vincent, Crystal City. They've already beaten Jefferson, and then they lost to St. Pius. That's why they're 1-1. But, he's kind of hoping that St. Pius will lose that game, and then he can beat St. Vincent and pull into a tie for the conference lead there. All right. And
so it's a numbers game.
Yeah, and we have yet to see Jefferson. Don't count them out of things. Crystal City is improving. All right, and Grandview, you're always going to get a scrappy effort from the Eagles. Right, Scott?
Moving on.
Chase Wilson.
Chase Wilson is phenomenal to watch. It is it's a future-oriented program, we'll say.
Yeah, definitely. Chase having a nice senior year. All right, and finally, JCA Large, we already mentioned. Festus has got a grip on this.
That's a lot of wins in league, Coach.
Yeah, nobody's got them yet, but Hillsboro takes a shot at them on Friday night. So we'll see. That's a great game, and
it's a good measuring stick.
Look, we have 3 winning squads, which is cool. Perryville and DeSoto rebuilding years, as we can see there. All right, and that's a wrap on our standings. And boy, I'm excited to get to the next part here. Scott, as usual, you're going to bring us the Fast Break Players of the Week.
Pow, pow.
Pow, pow. Let's go.
Got that little Batman thing going on. All right, let's start with the girls first. And we will feature this young lady, number 14, PJ Krodinger of the St. Pius X Lancers versus Crystal City. She had 18 points, 8 from 10 from the field with 6 steals. On the season, she has 220 points. That's a good chunk of points right there, averaging just under 15 points a game, 4 rebounds a game, 1.4 assists, and 5.3 steals. That is not a typo.
That is not a typo.
5.3 steals. That is a lot of defensive pressure.
Yeah, and so before that, I think their last game before that was a broadcast game at Grandview, and PJ had a really nice game out there, and as well. And you know, for a freshman, and let's think about something else here. Yeah, let's go back to that number: 5.3 steals per game, which alone is
staggering,
just amazing. Who's in the backcourt with PJ Krodinger?
I believe that's
Scott,
Riley Capozzo.
Yeah, and Colleen Flanagan,
Yeah.
2 elite defensive guards.
Yes.
And they collect a bunch of steals on their own, okay? 3, 4 each per game as well. And yet, I've said this, PJ Krodinger has the quickest hands I've seen on a defender all year long.
Isn't
on the
she
girls'
just
side.
a freshman?
And she is just a freshman. She has very quick feet, but that puts her hands in position, and they're the quickest hands I've seen defensively from a guard all year.
If she continues to progress, look out.
Absolutely. And, of course, she can score as well, just like everybody else. She's had her slumps here and there, and as a freshman, you would expect that. But the last couple games, she's had really good nights on the offensive end, too. Her defense creates a lot of offense, but she also has a good outside shot from 3. So, congratulations to PJ Krodinger from St.
Definitely
Pius.
well-deserved.
Yep.
All right, so flip on over to the other side of that. We'll talk about the boys' player of the week. And some of you may be thinking of the guy on the Pringles can, for the stash. Number 10, Gabe Watkins of the Herculaneum Black Cats. This kid has really stepped up his game this year. In the Bruce Thomas tournament, he had 55 points. For the season, 251 points, averaging just under 16 points a game himself, 4.3 rebounds, 5.25 assists a game, and 2.8 steals, is also not too shabby as well.
I mean, what can you say about Gabe Watkins in the season he's had? We mentioned Herculaneum. They're having a nice season, already 10 victories. Gabe is the most improved player in the conference, first of all. He's also probably the MVP of the small schools. I think there's a couple other guys in that discussion. You mentioned Chase Wilson. I think Colton Richardson at Jefferson is having a really good year. Okay. Nate Rubel at St. Pius, he's got to be in the conversation somewhere, and maybe some other guys. But Gabe's season has just been amazing. He's leading the team in scoring, but he also sets the table for everybody else with the assists, and also plays great defense, getting 3 steals a game. I mean, you can't say enough about this young man, the work he did in the offseason to turn himself into this kind of player this year.
And the energy that he brings to that squad, whenever he hits the floor and whenever he's in the flow of the game, everything seems to revolve around him.
Yeah, show that picture again real quick, Ray. When he hits the floor, I mean, that's going to be about a week from now based on how far he is off the floor right there.
I can't even imagine that kind of air time. I'd need a trampoline.
Yeah, and the best news for Coach Jarvis is he's just a junior. So, and the worst news for everybody else in the conference. He's got another year. So, congratulations, Gabe Watkins, our boys fast break player of the week, and, of course, again, to PJ Krodinger of St. Pius, our girls fast break player of the week. All right, that is the break, boys and girls basketball. When we come back, please do not go away. We have a lot more to come here on the show. Actually, are we doing Ray time now? Nope. Okay, we're going to do Ray time in a little bit. When we come back, though, we have trivia, we have giveaway, we have Coachonomics, we have Hoops Whisperer. Can't wait for that, Scott.
Oh, it's a coming.
All right. We'll be back in just a minute. You are watching Fast Break Episode 3 on Livestream STL.
Brought to you by Missouri Mavericks Basketball, a youth travel organization that provides a platform to develop, connect, and succeed. Tryouts for the 2022 teams are coming soon. Visit www.momavs.org to register online. Missouri Mavericks basketball, the gold standard in travel hoops. We hope you're enjoying tonight's presentation. Take advantage of the HD experience here with Livestream STL by going to the TKDS Sports Network app. Download the app and subscribe by going to videos.tkdssports.com. That'll get you access onto our TKDS Sports app, Roku, and Fire Stick. And thanks so much for your support of Livestream STL.
Hey Dalen, check this out. It says right here, your father and I are second cousins. We're related.
Well, if that's the case, you owe me a graduation present.
Very funny.
At least you can say you're related to an all-conference and all-district baseball player. How does that feel?
I will admit, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Hey Dalen,
Yeah.
at least you could say you're related to a famous sports media person. What's that like?
I wouldn't know. But I do know to watch the Main Street Sports Show on Livestream STL.
The Main Street Sports Show, shining a light in Jefferson County.
Very funny.
Value. Let's talk about value right now. We here at Livestream STL believe that value is key to keeping our community at a high level. Do us a huge favor today. Talk to your athletic director about the value that Livestream STL brings to your school. Talk to your superintendents as well. Let them know that you want Livestream STL in your schools because we bring high levels of value back to your kids. Thanks again for watching the broadcast.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Coachonomics 101. I'm your professor, Lee Richardson. Each week on our new show, Fast Break on Livestream STL, we will dive into the most important coaching questions and topics of our time. English. Who do I start? Or is it whom do I start? Mathematics. Why is our team shooting just 30% from the field for the year? Philosophy. What is our purpose on defense? To play zone or man-to-man. The arts. How do you, at the end of a 30-second timeout, get your coaching board to look like this? So I do hope you will join us as we talk basketball education on Fast Break and cover all aspects of high school basketball in our area. Tuition is free and the learning is remote. Thank you, and I'll see you in class. All right, we're back for the third and final segment of Fast Break, Episode 3. Once again, great venue here, the Oakville Sports Pub. We really appreciate them allowing us to come in here and do the show. And also, got to mention this beautiful banner behind us, made for us by Cheap Seats Photography and Ron Rigdon. And just what a beautiful banner. And also, look at this drip. I mean, Ray, who made these for us?
That is Miss Lawson over at Lawson Creations there. So
beautiful.
we appreciate the Lawson family from Herculaneum High School and Lawson Creations. Now these are they're called subliminal. They're like burnt,
Sublimated.
Sublimated. Yeah,
Yes.
That's what that's called. And
They're not
so it's
subliminal.
not
You
gonna-
can see them.
Yeah, can't see it now. Can't see it right now. No, there it is. But yeah, did a great job, and we've already washed these a couple of times, so we've think that logo's not going anywhere. So that's kind of nice.
Well, thank you, Lawson's Creations. Thank you, Cheap Seats Photo. Thank you, Oakville Sports Photos. Thank you for watching, staying with us. And here we are, quick hitters. First quick hitter of the night. Trivia. Scott Latta, the Freak of Speak. Take it away.
Hold on. Here we go.
Trivia.
Quick hitters.
All right,
And
this
here's-
just in.
Here's the trivia question.
Who was the JCAA Boys Large School Conference MVP in 2017 and 2018? Again, I'll reiterate. Who was the JCAA Boys Large School Conference MVP in 2017 and 2018? The answer is, of course, going to be given later in the show, so stay tuned.
And you're going to have to text us in on the text line, 314-852-4398. If you know the answer to that, you will win. What will they win, Coach?
Signed copy of my book, Next Level, a recruiting guide for high school basketball players.
There you go. So text it in.
Kyle Borer, give your phone to someone else.
Yeah, you got to give it to somebody else. Text it in, 314-852-4398. You can text in the answer, and we will find a way to get the book to you there.
Yeah, previous winners not allowed to win again. You can answer, but you won't
There's
win
the
the book.
30-day window. It's just like radio, dude.
Right.
All right. So with trivia brewing in your heads, think about that one. Moving on, it's time for the next level recruiting tip of the week. Now, we've talked about info drops, and last week we talked about what did we talk about last week in recruiting? I already forgotten, but this week we're going to talk about contacting coaches, and the reason why I wanted to talk about that was, if you're a high school player or a parent, and some people have connections and some people don't, but either way, coaches have a lot of people to look at. They have a lot, not a lot of time to kind of figure out who they're looking at. Sometimes you got to cold call them. Well, that can be intimidating, but most colleges, most schools have given you a way to do that kind of easily, and that's the recruiting questionnaire. And so we have here on the screen, you can see an example if you wanted to play at Missouri State. They have a men's basketball recruiting questionnaire, and you're just going to go down, and there's a lot of information you'll have to fill out about yourself, your grades, your playing career, and so on. But we have another example from another college as well. Here's UMSL. They call it a prospective athlete form. So, if you're not sure where to start, you're a sophomore maybe, and you think, I think I want to play college basketball, and every level of school has these. We know Missouri State's Division I and UMSL's Division II. Here we have Three Rivers. Maybe you think I might want to go JUCO, or NAI or any level out there. Most of them have these. Go ahead and fill the questionnaire out. They usually, I won't say usually, but they will often respond to your questionnaire. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes the director of basketball operations at the school will just put your name in the database, and you'll get emails about their elite camps, their other events that they're having on campus. So no matter what, it kind of puts you in the network a little bit and gives you more information as you go along your recruiting journey. So to start out, if you don't know where to go to the website of your colleges, your target colleges, and fill out a recruiting questionnaire. And that is the next level recruiting tip of the week. All right. And so with that, we move on. And, it was such a hit last week. The masses demanded we do yet another encore presentation of the Hoops Whisperer.
You got to give the people what they want.
With Scott, the Freak of Speak, Latta.
My music.
Oh, memories.
All alone in the moonlight.
Like the pages in my mind.
I think that was from the movie Cats.
There he is. The Hoop Whisperer.
I like it.
What do you have for us today, Hoops Whisperer?
Okay, so my suggestion last time of the Schoolyard Classic from episode number 2 maybe wasn't received with as much enthusiasm as I thought, but I've returned with another idea for you to ponder. So again, kind of stealing from that NHL kind of template. As most of you know, in the year 2005, the NHL adopted the shootout at the end of regular season games. Whenever you get to, overtime, if the first overtime was done and the game was still tied, they went to what was called a shootout format. So what we would do in this proposed overtime scenario, if you have a 3 or 4 minute overtime period and the score was still tied, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn it over to the shooters and we're going to do a shootout. 3 rounds, 1 shooter at each corner, 1 at the top of the key. Each team gets a turn, just like they do in the NHL. And if after that end of that 3 rounds, there's no winner, you're basically going to select 1 shooter to go out there and shoot from all 3 positions until we have a winner. Each team gets a shot. It's not like the NFL, where you get a touchdown and it's over. Everybody gets a chance. That's what I'm proposing, Coach.
The Hoops Whisperer, ladies and gentlemen. As usual, I do have questions.
Okay.
For you, Sage of basketball. Have you seen shooting this year? I think there's definitely been a pandemic effect from outside shooting. We want to go from the 3-point line?
But if you know that this is the format and you get into that overtime, don't you think you're going to focus on that in practice?
Yeah, maybe. I think kids come in the gym shooting 3-pointers.
Exactly.
Okay. Well.
Hey, that little Kudelik kid, you put him out there, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's right. That does give a role for somebody on the bench that maybe wouldn't get in the game otherwise. So
I'm just saying.
All right, that, and I've heard of the Elam ending. People are talking about wanting to go to that in basketball. You play to a defined score. Mm-hmm. So we'll throw those ideas to the governing body and see.
We'll throw that against the wall, see what sticks.
That's right. All right, thank you, Hoops Whisperer. Very good, very good.
Until next time.
All right. Okay, and now it is time for another episode of Coachonomics 101. And last week we brought you one of my favorite all-time baseline out of bounds plays.
Hold on. First episode was the Mikan.
The Mikan 25, yes.
Okay. Last week was the
14.
Okay. And now this episode?
This episode is a zone out of bounds play. Now here's the thing about this play, and it's called stack out. This is a really, really simple play. Some of the coaches loved the play last week, and I heard from a few of them. This one's really simple, and they're probably going to be maybe underwhelmed by the complexity of this one. There's nothing complex about it. What it's good for is if you just need a quick out-of-bounds play to put in, or maybe for summer league, you don't want to spend a lot of time on this stuff, just put this play in, have them run it every time, maybe move the kids around through the different positions, and it'll look like a new play every time. But here is stack out versus zone. You can have your 1 take it out, 5, 4, and 3 line up in a stack in front of them, and put 2 in that weak side corner. And so as soon as they get the ball, 1's going to look over at 2. If the defense just falls asleep against a zone defense, it might shrink and collapse towards the stack.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. Yeah. 1 looks at 2. So if you're not a high school or any level coach, what's a 1, what's a 2?
Generally speaking, 1's a point guard and 2 is a shooting guard. So I would suggest putting a really good shooter in that corner, just in case they fall asleep and you can get it to them for a wide open 3-pointer.
Okay.
All right. So then, generally speaking, you want to have a 5, a post in front. You want to look at them. They're going to kind of post up, seal their person. 4 will dive hard, cut hard across, and try to seal in front of the low person of the zone on that side. And then that leaves 3, who I kind of would describe as maybe your best player overall, your best scorer, someone with a little bit of size.
So you're Watkins?
No, I would have Watkins throw it in, or maybe be that corner shooter. You want someone a little bit taller, maybe 6 foot, 6'2" range at our level. Somebody who can, find the soft spot in the zone. Because what's going to happen here, if they flatten out towards that shooter, they've got to guard those posts, they got somebody on the ball inbounder. That 3 could find a soft spot there, maybe right there in the logo area.
Maybe like an Ellie Busher?
Below the free throw line. That'd be a great person to put there at the 3 spot. And then if they can't get it there, they can just simply be a safety valve back out behind the 3-point line. So there's a very simple zone play, stack out, Coachonomics 101 here in episode 3.
I'm learning so much from you, Coach.
All right, cool. Well, X's and O's are cool, but love to bring something every week, and hopefully somebody can use it out there. All right. So with that, we have an upcoming broadcast schedule, Ray.
We do. We have the upcoming broadcast. We'll throw it up here real quick. Get to my graphics real fast, and then I know you wanted to go to me about earlier at the end of the last segment, but before we get to our
Ray time
schedule, Ray time, whatever. If you haven't downloaded the TKDS Sports Network app, it is the coolest app ever because it's not just has things from Livestream STL, Livestream STL South. Somebody just scored, or somebody did something. Okay,
Ray, focus.
Okay, focus on the. There's a game going on. It's only the NFC Championship game. Not very important, nearly as much as wanting to learn about the TKDS Sports app. So our channel's on there, the Livestream STL South channel. We also have a channel directly for the Lutheran South ladies basketball. So we've got 3 channels over there, but there's channels from all over the nation here. So number 1, we want you to download this app. That is free. Then we want you to come over to our Livestream STL website, which is livestreamstl.tkdssports.com. You're going to need to subscribe. We also have a special pricing thing going on right now for the next 3 months. It's a 3-month subscription, $40. That's pretty doggone cheap because it's normally $30 a month. We also have a full year subscription over here, which is worth 33 times 12. It's worth $360. Okay, that's what it would cost normally.
How much is it in pesos?
In pesos, I do not know.
Okay.
I don't know the rate. I've been to Mexico before, but I don't know the rate. But $200 and you get it 1 full year. Okay, $200, 1 full year. We've got that special pricing, but you got to go to this particular link right here, livestreamstl.tkdsports.com/special-pricing. That'll give you 1 full year. Now let's get over to our games here real quick. Tuesday the 1st, we have boys and girls basketball. We have confirmed that. Grandview at Jefferson, boys and girls varsity. 5:15 and 6:45 are going to be the times there. Also, Wednesday, pending the snowpocalypse, we'll see how things go there. Snowmageddon, snowpocalypse. Girls action, Herculaneum at Lutheran South. That'll be at 6:45. And then we wrap up this week with another doubleheader. Herculaneum at Grandview, my alma mater. Your alma mater. So should be a fun one.
I'm predicting a split.
Okay. You're predicting a split.
Yes,
okay.
I am.
All right. Well, we won't tell you. We won't ask which teams are going to split, but
Right.
we'll just see how it goes. So there you go. 5:15, 6:45 on those. And if you are interested in sponsoring with us, we are looking for sponsors. Businesses, doesn't matter, small, medium, large. Give us a call, 314-852-4398 or livestreamstl@outlook.com. Finally, our next show is in not 2, but 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now. February 20th, we wanted to bump past the Super Bowl because we didn't want to.
I thought we were trying to not end up, right before Valentine's Day. They get so awkward with our show.
That's true too.
Yeah.
And there you have it. There you are.
Yep.
But, February 20th, 7 o'clock. We'll more than likely have it back here as well. And I believe that is all of the information that I need to give out here.
Next show. Got to talk about next show real quick. We're going to have Jacob Hedgecorth of 2 Dribble Basketball on. Jacob is a trainer that works with a lot of kids down the Mineral area, but also up into Jefferson County. And he's got, he started small, and now he's got a thriving business going on with that. And that's right in the thick of districts. Small school districts will be going on during our next show. Large school district brackets will be out. And I'm really excited to have Jacob on and stick around with us as we discuss the district action that will be coming up in the area as well. And so really looking forward to that show in 3 weeks from tonight.
There you go. Well, fun one tonight, boys.
Absolutely. What a great interview from Eli Sample, and good luck to him as he continues down there making pesos to play the game that we love.
Yeah, you should definitely go back and check that out. I'm going to go back and watch it later because detailing his journey and then what he has to deal with on a daily basis. Everyone thinks it's just, MTV Cribs and everything once you're, a professional player. There's still a lot of work to be done, a lot of mental preparation too.
So he's still playing the game that he loves, and man, we're all pulling for Eli Sample here in Jefferson County and beyond. So, all right, with that, we need a trivia answer, Scott Latta.
Let's give the question again. We did get one answer.
Was it correct?
It was incorrect. So
did they say me? That would be really incorrect.
I think what we should do, this is what we should do. This is what we should totally do. We should totally not give the answer until after the show. Throw the question back up on social media. Have them text it in still, or maybe even just answer right there, and kind of go from that. But here is the question again, and I'm going to give it over to Scott for the question. Here it is.
All right. Who was the JCAA Boys Large School Conference MVP in 2017 and 2018? And then with the audible that Ray just called, we will not give you the answer right now, but we will put it up online later after Ray gets some answers.
You can either text it in, or we're going to put it up on the Facebook page as well. And if you answer either way, we will give that answer out probably once we find the answer to somebody that has the correct answer. So
Who was the JCAA Boys Large School Conference MVP in 2017 and 18? We did get an answer, but it was incorrect. So
Was it spelled incorrect or just
no,
incorrect?
it was absolutely 100% legit incorrect. It was
Okay.
just not the right person.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Hey, Shake and Bake partner. Hey, great show. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Oakville Sports Club. Thank you, Cheap Seats Photo, for the banner. Thank you, Lawson's Creations, for the swag. And thank you for joining us from home tonight on this football championship Sunday. Sorry about the Chiefs, but thank you for joining us. And we will be back again 3 weeks. We'll be back before that with broadcast games Tuesday night from Jefferson. Thank you again. This has been Fast Break on Livestream STL. See you soon.